The Executive Director of Michigan Works Southeast, Shamar Herron. Hi, Shamar.
Hey, Bart, how are you?
Good to see you again.
Always my pleasure, always.
It was last month, I think we saw each other at the chamber thing.
Yep, it was a beautiful event. I'm so thankful that Jackson has such a vibrant chamber community. Just a wonderful time for us to get together, celebrate some successes, some individuals. So it was good to see you as well.
I thought of you, thanks. I thought of you Sunday as Ohio State struggled a little bit, but they had a pretty good season. And Shamar, former Buckeye, and also, actually, you made it to the Final Four.
We did. Way back in 1999, we were there with Michigan State, our Big Ten partners, as well as Connecticut and Duke. So only one of those schools is still headed on, and that's Duke, after beating Michigan State. But that's how it went back in '99 as well. Unfortunate times for the Big Ten then. This year we're eking it out a little bit, so we got a little bit of representation by that school up north that I won't mention their name.
Well, you know, we before the show we were talking about Connecticut, and that, you know, nobody talks about Connecticut anymore. But back in the day, they were really one of your, for Ohio State, it was a nemesis. Yeah,
absolutely. You know, the likes of Richard Hamilton, they call him Rip Hamilton when he was playing with the Detroit Pistons. He was a part of that team. Khalil Alameen, a very good point guard. We had some guys who were able to hold their own, but you know, Connecticut proved to be just a little bit too much for us, and I remember it like it was yesterday. So, wow. Good memories.
Really, what an opportunity you had to go to the Final Four and participate in all of that excitement leading up to it. And where was the Final Four played the year you were there?
Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. It was a beautiful time. You know, you see these young people out here, both on the men and women's side, and to know exactly what they're going through, to know what that schedule feels like, because a lot of times we as fans forget they still have schoolwork to do. They have other obligations, and so I love the opportunity to watch our young people grow and mature, but also get some experience and exposure on a national level.
Yeah, big stars being made every year.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So you like to help young people, and I know right here in our community, all the area that Michigan Works Southeast serves, you want to help young people unlock a career.
Absolutely, not a job, a career. You're absolutely right. And so one of the ways we're going to do that is an opportunity coming up in May 12th, and it's called Careers of Today and Tomorrow. And so what we wanted to do was take the opportunity to help young people understand what are some options out there for you in terms of employment. And so we're going to have exhibitors there. We're going to have sponsorships available. And it's really just the exhibitors talking about what the career is that they have to offer. It's going to be hands-on, so you get to play with some of the gadgets. And that's during the day. But in the afternoon, we wanted to make this a hybrid event, and it's going to shift into an actual job fair. So it goes from career exploration for juniors and seniors in high school to an actual job fair for those who are eligible for employment.
Are the careers of tomorrow, so you know, things like robotics and solar electric cars, batteries, are those industries having a tougher time to fill positions than are the traditional old school industries?
I'd say both are struggling right now. You know, it's unfortunate. It's a very strange time to be a part of employment overall, but we're working to stay positive and know that we need to get our young people exposed to these opportunities. So what you mentioned around autonomy, electric vehicles, cybersecurity, that's all called the Internet of Things, or we call Industry 4.0. So we have openings for employers if they'd like to come in and show off what they're doing and help young people understand. But hey, if you're looking for talent right now, be there in the afternoon where we're hoping to get 500 plus job seekers into the space.
Oh, wow. All right, as we get closer to that date, we'll keep reminding you. You know, one of the things that COVID killed was the internship experience. We here at JTV, we haven't been able to bring kids in.
I'll come intern for you, Bart.
It's a lot of fun.
I work hard.
Free lunch.
Now we're talking. Now you're talking my language.
Is internship, is it going to come back?
We're bringing it back. So what we're saying, and this is amongst my leadership team, we need to be the masters of our own destiny, right? If we can't keep talking about what COVID did, now we want to talk about the silver lining of COVID. We now can do hybrid internships. Some are online for some of our higher tech companies, but if you want the young person in the building, we can provide that as well. And we're going to do that through My Internship, which is a program we started here at Michigan Works Southeast, where we prepare young people for internships. We get them ready so that they know how to show up on time, how to communicate effectively, how to walk away with a portfolio, with a resume, and a job, not a job description, but a letter that states everything that you've done throughout your young career. And you can take that and go and seek out internships or work with us and we help you find them. So myinternshipprep.org, is what it is.
And it's a good idea because we've gotten a couple like inquiries about,
Yep.
but then they don't follow up. They ghost us.
Oh, you got ghosted, huh? Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. But what we really want to do is teach our young people how not to ghost folks, because you got to be careful of the toes you step on today, because it might be attached to the leg that's connected to the behind you may have to kiss tomorrow. So be careful when you're ghosting folks, young folks, because you never know when your best next opportunity is in front of you.
I like that. It might be connected to the face. What is that?
Be careful of the toes you step on today, because it might be connected to the leg that's connected to the behind you have to kiss tomorrow. I use a different word in a different setting, but yes, you got to be very careful, and that's something I talk to our young adults about is you don't know who is in front of you, you don't know who's listening, so put your best foot forward, at least give it a try, and if you don't like it, I say it's equally important to know what you don't like as much as what you do like.
Yeah, I get it. It's like be kind to the people you meet on the way up, because you're going to meet them on the way down.
Absolutely, absolutely. Same theory. And to me, it's about consistency. You know, just consistently be a good person.
Last week you participated in the countywide intermediate school district job fair for education.
Absolutely.
How'd that go?
It went really well. We love our ISD partners. So shout out to everybody over at the Jackson ISD. Just great folks all around. I love talking to any of them because they're so passionate, knowledgeable, and helpful. And so this event did really well. There were over 700 interactions in the chat. So that means people were talking, exchanging information, getting questions answered, and hopefully some hires were made. And to me, one of the most critical areas in our workforce, which is education.
Now, having a virtual job fair, which we would have never probably had if there wasn't COVID.
The silver lining of COVID, we got to think about this. There are things that we can do now that we weren't even thinking about prior COVID. So I like to just make things asset framed, asset based. And so COVID did wreak some havoc across the world, but it also brought us opportunities to innovate how we communicate and connect.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys have been busy all throughout the pandemic. Keep up the great work. I appreciate all that you and MWSE does here in Jackson.
MWSE.org. We are looking for folks to come join us on our quest to refill all of the positions that are open and make better connections to a greater future.
Good deal. Now, I know your bracket's busted, but if you could redo it, who do you have in the Final Four?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. I think Gonzaga showed me something the other night where they were neck and neck and then they just took off. They really showed that is a quality that you need. Who else did I see that was impressive? Arizona looked good the other night. So I'll leave it there with those two. That might be my championship game right there. So we'll see.
It's been fun to follow a couple of the Cinderellas like St. Peter's, but that's not gonna. They're not.
Yeah, you notice I didn't mention them in the Final Four. But yeah, it's great to see, and that's what it's about. One shining moment. If you do what you're supposed to do, my coach set it up like this: you win 6 games, you're national champions.
That's about it. Great to see you. Thanks, Shamar.
No, all my pleasure, Bart. Thanks again for having me.
You bet. Executive Director of Michigan Works Southeast, Shamar Herron. Stay tuned. We've got